the filmmaker of Hesitation Wound, your sophomore feature that was presented at the Horizonte section in Venice, and now you're traveling the film festival circuit, and we're here at the Red Sea, where I had the delight to catch your film last night. The way I saw your film is like, this is very much a determinist society. There are no choices to be made. The system is gamed on all levels of society. 3 steps backwards, 1 step forward type of momentum. So I wanted to get a sense of how you conceived your heroine, but also what does a rural Uşak represent as far as a larger viewpoint on Turkish society? And is it a fair assessment? My question should be an extra question.
So, Uşak is a small city, and one important thing for me, the reason that I choose to shoot in Uşak is basically, Istanbul is a big city, which is represented a lot in Turkish cinema, but also there are some like Anatolian villages that are also represented a lot. But actually maybe 80-90% of Turkey is none of them. Like, it's not Istanbul nor the Anatolian villages, but there are cities, majority of Turkey is actually not too big or not too small cities, and one of them is Uşak. And one important thing for me was to tell the story of being stuck in between some certain things, and as the characters are like getting stuck and don't know what to do, this feeling is, I think, a common feeling I can see in Turkey, because we can call it we are in between Europe and Asia, but we are not neither of them, sometimes both of them, but like we are in like being stuck in some certain things and trying to understand what we really are and what we really want to do. And I really like and find it cinematic to tell a story of people who are in stuck and psychologically, and trying to understand what is really true morally to do. So because when I ask you like what would you do in this kind of situation, or like what is the ideal thing to do, you could like answer maybe some you can give like some analytical answers, you can give some reasonable answer, intellectual answers, but like if it's related with you or something special close to you, then you start giving a subjective answer, right? And at least the time, the duration of the answer, like to start the answer, is getting longer because you need to think more. If it's something related to you emotionally, personally, and then that is something I'm really interested in, because I don't like to hear some intellectual answer. I could do morally this if theoretically if this happens. No, but like what happens, how do you react?
Yeah.
When you're in a moment, when you're really in stuck, you have to react quickly, and if it's something really important, like then I think you have to show your real face, right? You cannot hide behind the mask anymore. And so anyway, choosing a city like this, I think helping, because the main character is coming from a big city, even abroad, to this small city in Turkey, and there's a society in this city that is defined already, and then she's trying to fit in, and then the question is if she is going to continue what she believes, or she understands you cannot do much in this society and you have to play the game. So that's the question.
This is your second time working with your DP, Tudor Vladimir Panduru. I want to say that there's a little bit of a stream of blue consciousness that reminds me of the film that he did with Manju. What does your shorthand look like with this DP, and what were some of the ground rules that you wanted to set here? The film feels very much handheld. There's a social realism look to the film. You also incorporate, like you almost do like Haneke, you rewind the tape a little bit. You keep on referencing like a passage of video that's really important for the criminal element. But sort of like what was the dialogue like between you and Tudor?
Yeah, I mean, one important thing for me was having long takes in this film, because I want audience to observe what's happening, and then that's why I wanted to put audience in a position that that can witness to the situation. Being witness was important because I'm also asking some questions to audience. What would you do if you were be instead of her? So I believe in order to achieve this, it was important to have long takes and to feel the time with her and to discover things with her, not earlier or later.
Yes, we're not ahead of the character, and the characters. We're not in an abyss, if you will.
That's why it was important. Even if she waits in the silence, we wait with her in that silence. So that's why having long takes are important, and Tudor is a really experienced DP, especially in this kind of social realism, like this kind of approach, thematic approach. And we already had a chance to work together in my first film, so like we know each other much more, and I think we were also more experienced since he and also I shot things in between these two films, and we know each other more, so like it was really easy to understand each other and then to make a decision. But what was really difficult for us was shooting the courthouse scenes, because what I really wanted, that I want audience to feel as if they are in the courtroom.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to
there's a malaise, there's a stress level that's just to the roof in here.
Yeah, so like the reality of the courtroom, I wanted audience to feel it, but in real life, the courtrooms are not that fun, not that dramatic. It's even boring, But I didn't want to make a boring film, so it was difficult to understand how we can make it dramatic but also real, so that you feel it realistically, but at the same time it's moving dramatically. Because the other examples that I saw so far was like either don't care about the reality much and focusing only the dramatic elements, or the vice versa. So like to achieve that was not easy, but that was our main goal.
I just love the actress that you chose. Her name is Tülin Özen.
Yes.
It's such a complex character. I just wanted to get a sense of the characteristics, how you came to choose her for the role, but what were you looking for in her mannerisms also, because we spent a lot of time with her where it's just silence. And so I wanted to get a sense of what were some criterias for you for picking this actress, and then if we can end with where are you leaning towards. You had mentioned that you're working on TV format, so I'm just curious as to where you're headed in your very near future.
Yeah, I mean, I did more than maybe 40-50 people audition to cast this character.
Wow.
She's a well-known person, and I knew her already, and she's a great actress, but that's not only what I'm looking for. And the thing that she convinced me to cast was like the moment when we talk about the script and I understand how much she understands the complexity of the character, because I didn't want audience to point that she is doing this kind of behavior because of this. I didn't want to point only one reason.
Yeah.
So it has to be, it could be this, but also this, maybe she's doing because of this, or maybe this, you know. So to have that complexity, I think not only acting, but also her personality and her perspective was important. So when we had a chance to have a long talk about like the script and all the issues, her perspective like convinced me. Wow. Because I believe I understand the process of creating this character with her will be really good, because I also care about the process itself. Mm-hmm. And then I thought that her perspective and then her determination, I know she will be with me, she will like behind the character. This will be a special thing for her, and I wanted like to look like this. She is Canan, like, you know, she has to achieve that. And when someone is famous, especially in Turkey, it's more difficult to achieve that. But I believe that we got it, because people don't see Tülin but Canan when they look at that. And in order to achieve that, we worked like almost like 1 year. We went to like courthouses, wow. We went to law offices, we observed like, you know, many things.
You went to buy stuff at the corner convenience store, and we're faced with the same dilemma.
Mostly it was like the courthouse, because like she's a lawyer, and then her all behaviors should look like lawyer, like how she drinks and everything, and she's in Russian. So like we observed a lot, and then I was looking for someone who was excited as me to go through this process.
Great.
Which was the case.
Great. And just to wrap up, you're working on television now in Turkey, right?
I'm doing a Netflix series right now. It's an 8-episode drama. Hopefully will be released globally next year.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I'm working on that now.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time, Selman. It was a real pleasure seeing your sophomore film, and I'm looking forward to digging back and seeing your first feature. So, teşekkürler for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Hey, this is Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.